So planting a plant seems easy, right? Just dig a hole, place the plant. Well, there's a little more to it than that. Knowing the correct way to plant a plant is the first step to installing a successful landscape. B&B stands for ball and burlap. This is when a plant has been grown in the ground. Once a field-grown plant is ready to sell, it is then dug up and the root ball is wrapped in burlap. For larger trees, sometimes this burlapped root ball is then placed in a metal basket to help support the root ball. Because B&B plant materials are often heavier than container plants, plan to have help unloading and getting it to the planting location. Do not drop a B&B plant. Set it down gently, whether into a vehicle or into the planting hole. Dig a hole twice as wide as the root ball and almost as deep. When planting in heavier soil such as clay that tend to hold water, it's important to subtract 1 inch off the depth. Why is this? Roots need oxygen, and heavy soils with poor drainage hold water near the roots, which in turn reduces oxygen to the roots. Planting a bit high gives the plant surface roots more opportunities to take in oxygen from the air. The top of the root ball should be about 1 inch higher than the surrounding soil surface. Another way to help plant roots get more oxygen is to add the right kind of organic matter to a heavy soil. A general rule of thumb is stick to a 70% native soil to 30% amendment ratio. We suggest using our organic compost to amend heavy soils. For sandy soils that drain too fast, we suggest adding organic matter that has smaller particles that hold on to water. Cotton burr compost would be a good option. Stick with the 70-30 ratio on this as well. To get a good feel for how well your soil drains, complete a drainage test. This is discussed in the Getting to Know Your Soil blog post linked below. Don't forget to add our Good Earth brand Jumpstart at planting, which helps the plant get established quicker by greatly increasing root volume. This additional root volume allows the plant to absorb up to 1,000 times more nutrients and water. Once the soil has been amended, it's time to gently place the plant in the planting hole. Try to keep the trunk or upper growth of the plant straight as you can as you add the amended soil around the root ball. Leave the burlap, rope, and metal basket in place until you get the plant just how you want it. It's important to straighten the plant by adjusting the root ball. Never push on the trunk or the top growth of the plant to straighten. This can cause the top growth of the plant to break away from the root ball. As you add soil, gently press it to remove large air pockets. Roots need to be in contact with the soil to avoid drying out. Don't press too hard, it can compact the soil. Once most of the soil has been placed around the root ball and you have the plant the way you want it, it's time to carefully cut the twine holding the burlap in place from around the top of the root ball and trunk of the tree or shrub. Leaving them in place will girdle the plant and cause it to decline as it outgrows the twine. Once the twine has been cut away from the top of the root ball, peel back both the twine and the burlap to the outer edges of the root top. Don't attempt to remove the twine from the sides or bottom of the root ball. The roots will grow through them into the soil. The same applies to the wire basket. Although if the basket comes up over the top of the root ball, you can gently bend the wire back towards the bottom of the root ball into the planting hole to help them avoid being visible at the soil surface. Once planted, the top of the root ball should be about 1 inch higher than the surrounding soil. Add a few inches of mulch to cover the root ball. Avoid putting it against the trunk of the tree or shrub. Water the newly planted tree or shrub well and continue as needed through the life of the plant. Each planting location is different with different soil. Each plant has different water needs, and water needs differ from season to season. To understand what is happening in the root system of the plant, we suggest moisture meters. These are an inexpensive tool for gauging how much moisture is in the soil. We've included a link to a more in-depth post about these meters down below. Thanks for watching. Reach out if you have any questions, and don't forget, great gardens start with good earth.